All right, welcome back. We are going to do our project now with our Small Wonders book. So for this, you will need a piece of paper, and I am actually going to take two and glue them together so that I have more space. So I'm just going to put a line of glue right here and overlap my pages so I have a nice big sheet of paper. Okay, so there's my glue. And got them lined up so you can see that. Okay, now we're going to divide this into thirds. That means 3 equal pieces. And I like to do it usually by folding. So if I fold like this, okay, this piece right here should be about the same size as this piece right here. So if I do that, and I fold that one back, now you should have 3 sections. Everybody see that? 1, 2, 3. The middle one has a line through it, but that's okay. Now, on these pieces, we are going to write beginning, middle, and end. Okay, and I will do them both in print and cursive. Okay. Beginning, middle, and you might want to pause this so you can copy the letters well, and end. Okay. So, here's beginning. Here's the middle. And there is end. Okay, now I'm going to underline these, and then we're going to think about the story that we read and what happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end. And this one's a little tricky because the author did the story kind of out of order. So he started by getting us interested in why is this car showing up and why is everyone surprised? And then he went back and told the story of his life. So let's think of Jean-Henri's life. What happened at the beginning of it? He was born, and then he was really interested in the world around him. So remember, he had his magnifying glass out, he was checking out mushrooms, he was checking out bugs, he was stuffing things in his pocket. And I think that picture was my favorite. So I'm going to draw him with just creatures and plants coming out of his pockets. So I'm going to start with his head and neck. Okay, and then I'm going to do his body next. So if you watch, just doing 2 tall rainbows, the waterfall shoulders, and then I'm gonna give him bottom of his pants. And he had on these really cute overalls. So to do that, I'm gonna go to the top here, okay? And then to make his hands kind of sticking out of his pockets, I'm going to draw triangles on the side. Watch this. So if I do that, and then put another line inside, it'll look like his hands are coming out of his pockets, okay? So I will do that on both sides, and then just have plants and all kinds of stuff coming out of his pockets. Rocks, you can have a little animal if you want, maybe a frog or a toad, whatever you'd like. There's that. In that picture, he was standing actually in a pond, so I kind of put ovals around. You can have cattails growing, you could have ducks in there, you can have whatever you wish. Here's my cattails. Okay. And then we got to give him his happy little face because he enjoyed doing this. Okay. And then firsties, you can also, to challenge yourselves, write a sentence like Jean-Henri loved learning. That could be a simple sentence, okay? Here's pockets. So there's my little Jean-Henri, okay? In his pool or puddle or pond, whatever he's in, that stuff coming out of his pockets. And firsties, if you want to write a sentence, you would write Jean-Henri loved learning. He was always wondering about things, okay? So there's a sentence that you can put at the bottom. Now let's go to the middle. The middle is kind of that middle part of his life, and we need to think about what he did. What did Jean-Henri do in the middle of his life? He kept studying, right? He never gave up. No matter what he was doing, he kept that thing that he loved always as part of his life. So I'm gonna draw him. I thought it was cool when he had those moths that he would have the girl in the jar and the boys would come, and he had those caterpillars that would just march in circles for days. So I'm just gonna draw those two things. So for my jar, I'm gonna draw an oval, okay? And then 2 little lines down, like that. And then I'm gonna draw like that. So I've got the top of my jar. Okay. Here's my jar. And then I'm gonna put my moth in there. Okay, their antennae. And then you can have the boy ones kind of hanging out on the outside. Okay. There's one on the outside. See that guy? I have another one on the top maybe. Okay, so there's the jar with the moths. And then I also really love the flower pot. And for that, I'm also going to make an oval or an ellipse. And then I do 2 slanted lines to the bottom. Okay. And then you can have whatever kind of plant you want growing out of there. That's not as important as what's happening around the rim of the flower pot. Okay, so I've got my flowers there. And then you need to get your fuzzy little caterpillars marching around the outside in a circle. Wouldn't that be funny to just see them doing that for days on end? So I'm just putting little ovals around the flower pot. You can see that. And then our sentence for this part could say something as simple as Jean-Henri never gave up on what he loved. Jean-Henri. And parents, I would say most of the first graders are ready for this sentence. If it's proving to be a great struggle, you can just focus on really lovely pictures and coloring them in. Kinders, your children could do the sentences if they want to, but if they just get beginning, middle, and end, and again, really detailed, beautifully colored pictures, that's great for today, okay? So Jean-Henri never gave up on what he loved. On what he loved. And then, so I've got my beginning, where he loved learning, got the middle, where he kept learning no matter what was happening in his life, and then the end is where the president comes to give him this big award. So you could draw him sitting with the president with the insects, or you could just draw his little pink house in the back if you want. Okay, and we could have the road. So we've got a little pink house right here. Want windows on it. You're gonna want lots of trees by that because he had a nice garden where he could continue to study. Okay, so we can add more details to his house. And then we all know I'm not the greatest at cars, but I'll give it my best shot. Okay, so I've got that. I'm gonna get the book open to help me a little bit. Let's go to the back. There we go. Okay. Here's that. And I have the little guys writing in it. There's my start to my car, okay? Then you can have the flag of France on the front to show that it was the president. And that flag has 3 vertical stripes, blue, white, and red. Okay? And we can say Jean-Henri was rewarded for his work. Was rewarded for his work. Now I'm going to hold these up slowly so that if you want to copy sentences, you can. Okay? And then you can go ahead, make sure your pictures have lots of detail. You have the words at the top, and you have your pictures done well. So one more time. Here's the beginning. There's Jean-Henri, and it says Jean-Henri loved learning. Okay. Here is the middle. And it says Jean-Henri never gave up on what he loved. And then here's the end. Pink house, car coming towards it with the president. Jean-Henri was rewarded for his work. Okay, so then we want to make all of these detailed and color them in beautifully, and that is our literacy project. This one should take a little longer, that's why it's our only thing this morning. All right, there you go.